because they wouldn't have played. But we do have a draft, so we can find out what they're going to play and how they're going to play, perhaps a little bit as well. In we go. Radiant side for Immortals. Empire Dire, first pick going the way of Team Empire. And I don't think the bans are too surprising. The Bounty Hunter ban maybe a little bit. I mean, Empire played against Secret, who had a very active Bounty Hunter there for Puppey. But
oh, definitely a hero that you expect Secret to be walking around. So, I mean, I think it's a good sort of underrated hero by most of the teams as well.
I think Bounty also is one of those heroes that, sure, you might have this whole game plan set up, and you're like, okay, this is gonna work like this is gonna work like this, and then a Bounty just destroys your lanes, kills your courier a few times, and the whole game plan gets thrown out the window, and you don't get to actually play what you had drafted for. So yeah, I think it's a good approach starting that. And the Sanking, they run this in multiple lanes. Yesterday it was Yoku playing it. He did have a little bit of a rough time. He got a very late Blink Dagger, he got picked off a lot, and he actually, I don't believe he got a single Epicenter off in the games, but that's because Secret just completely outplayed them. Yeah.
At that point.
But there's a very strong hero that is always, especially right now in the meta, is going to be highly rated because of, you know, you're like an instant disable, and yeah, good team fighter. You secure lanes.
Look at the Puppey, Tusk. Omni Knight as well to follow. Strong opening, really, these two. It's nothing surprising in Rubik. So for Empire, so they get that Rubik Sand King. So nothing out of the ordinary from these two openers.
So the thing I like too here is now we don't really know where the roles are coming, at least in particular for Empire, because I know Yoku is one of his favorite heroes, actually has been that Rubik in the past, so they could look to put that as his support hero. What Ghostic could play the Sand King. While looking at Immortals, it's just a very safe kind of opener, and I like that they're straying away from the Elder Titan personally.
But I mean, we've seen so many times how I don't know what the win rate is, but I feel like Rubik really does win a lot of games when it's picked against Omni.
Yes,
it's just it just is so good. Like out of these, when you look at these two openers, because of the fact that there's a Rubik on Empire and there's the Omni on Immortals, I would have to say that I just prefer this opening from Empire in a heads up against this 2 versus 2 opening.
I think I'd agree.
You got a Morph ban and a Disruptor ban.
I'm still holding out for the PA pick. I mean, you got an Omni on your team. Omni PA is pretty damn good.
We've really been wanting the PA.
I've been wanting the PA from
Why are you
not that good of a hero, though.
I mean, it's like, sure, you know, they don't have QO, but we know that they do it without him. They did it in the qualifiers. Did they win the game when they picked the PA? I think they did, didn't they?
They steamrolled that game, didn't they?
They did.
They steamrolled that game. And we were like, it's not a good PA game, and then he just ended up crushing the game. So they take. Dude. I like this though. They take the AA away.
And AA, who's that hero good with? Is good with PA. Dude, you jump in with the extra attack speed, but then have the damage of the chilling touch.
So I was saying that I did like
the dagger slow, the cold feet proc. It's all coming into place, Fog.
I was liking the Rubik Sanking opener more, but right now, Immortals is looking much stronger now with that AA pick. I really like that combination with the Tusk, and it's kind of like a deny pick, right?
You don't want to play against it.
They don't want the well, they don't want to play against it, and if they have the Omni Knight, we saw what what Liquid did yesterday. Omni was picked, they picked AA both times versus that one, so being able to deny that a bit. And now they can play aggressive too, like AA, Tusk. These two heroes can make moves around the map consistently.
Well, let's see. Oh, they go for here. Empire, they will take the Brew for Ghostic, so it will be the support Sand King.
So
as you said, there was a chance that they switch it up. But pick a Brew here, that will show us.
Okay. That's, I mean, I think that's Ghostic's, like, one of his most played. I think it's like that, Enchantress, and Beastmaster.
Yeah, I'd imagine Beastmaster's probably, I'd say Beastmaster's probably the top, wouldn't it?
It might be. I
bet you're right, it's definitely one of them.
Very good versus Omni Knight, as we've seen in the past. The Guardian Angel being able to dispel that one, and not only just that, being able to throw the Omni in the air.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Can be nice, but it could be a very hard lane for him versus Tusk and AA.
He knows also goes against Brew. In lane, you just sit back, you see us with the daggers. You don't care about no drunken hay.
Why do you like PA so much?
Because these guys are like the best team with PA at the moment. No one else is going to pick it. Oh, we got denied.
They got the combo.
PA, but they'll go for the Void.
Void plus AA.
Yep, bubbles.
Versus a Rubik, though. So Rubik has some pretty damn good spells to steal so far from that Omni and from that Void.
Sure. But yeah, you got the Void AA. I'll be interested to see what they do picks the final pick. Because you got the AA to throw in an Ice Blast, but other than that, you haven't got anything crazy to throw in.
Yeah, I would feel like they want more to throw in there.
Let's see. For Empire, they know that they're going to be up against a Void.
They don't have reliable disables on Immortals. So,
Okay.
they go for the OD. There's no real silence. There's not really lots of stuns, so this OD could actually have a very, very good game.
Yeah.
Being able to just stack up that in and not really get controlled too much, except, you know,
Can
Void.
be pretty vulnerable against the Void. I mean,
but they also
this
have
is not a tanky hero. You get Chronos, you're going to die in that
But
grind.
if you're not getting Chrono, then you can at least save the person that's in the Chrono.
Sure, oh, sure.
Yes,
sure.
that's
That's
why I really like the I
that's-
really like the OD here, to be honest.
Okay.
Because it's also going to be one of those heroes that doesn't care about Guardian Angel. Sure, Repel's going to be annoying, but they have a lot of damage that does not care about this Omni Knight.
Yeah, you can keep racking up the int and such, and as you say, still affect them. So Immortals' final ban, looking towards Empire, and obviously it does seem that they are leaving Nyx's pick to the last, the safe lane and also actually ban out the
I
Wraith
think
King.
when you have Void, that's
Sure.
been looked as one of the classics, like in the a long time ago now at least, is like the Chrono comes out and you're just a
And they
Wraith
know that
King.
Empire like to play it.
Yeah.
We saw it yesterday. An Empire. They need to ban out that mid for Immortals. I mean, obviously the strong ones that are there against the OD. Sniper is still in the pool.
Yep.
Seen as one of, if not the biggest lane counter to OD, and you do have good support backup around it. Like Sniper would fit in quite nicely.
Sniper
The
would
Omni,
fit very, very nice, yeah.
Was it like Sniper, Razor, and Viper are the heroes that do well against the lane?
I don't know. I'm a little less sold on the Viper.
Okay.
I do just think the Sniper, I think, would be very nice.
Sniper, Tinker, Pugna.
Oh, Tinker, yeah. The Eric Don.
There hasn't been a lot of Tinker recently, but
True.
Yeah, Tinker could certainly be a worry. I think the Tinker or the Sniper are the big ones in the mid lane that you've got to be worried about. Sure, you know,
yeah, they
take the Tinker.
yeah.
I mean, we've seen before. I mean, what Void, Tinker.
Void, Tinker,
is-
AA. The three is like the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How greedy can they be with their last picks here?
I mean, Empire.
I think Immortals can't be that greedy because
They've got a Void.
they've got the Void.
They've
Yeah,
got
I
a
think
Void.
they should pick something that's a little bit more fast-paced
Yeah.
for Ryoya.
So Empire. I'm trying to think what else we've seen Nyx really play. And what sort of matches up nicely against this Void.
There's not a lot of like we were saying. There's not a lot of lockdown besides that Void.
I mean, maybe you go for something like Chaos Knight. We have seen Chaos Knight have a pretty good time recently, and just for these strength carries that don't really care too much about being chronoed, or you're not really a fan of that.
No.
I want to see some
I
tank. I
think
want to see some beef.
I think that could actually be really strong because there's not really crazy AOE on their side. Like
Yeah, how are you
it's
going to
like
deal with the
AA
illusions?
blast and like ice shards and stuff like.
And I could
limited.
definitely see Nyx doing a good CK play. It definitely seems like an Empire-esque hero. Sure, laning against the Brew ain't going to be too fun, but at the same time, you know, if you throw in some support backup, you can kill the Brew. It's sort of a lot of potency in lane from a Chaos Knight.
Wait, you meant for Empire would have.
Oh, sorry.
Empire for CK, yeah.
Just that's
So elusive carry. 'Cause
Sure.
It's very little limited lockdown.
And
on
as
the
you
side of
said,
Immortals.
in terms of dealing with illusions,
Yes, they
that's
can't
fair.
really deal
Yeah.
with. So I think it was like we said yesterday. We were like, oh, Phantom Lance looks good for Liquid, and then they picked the CK. So similar concept.
so what are you going with the Immortals?
10 seconds remaining.
They want something.
What do you want to clear for the PL? What?
5 seconds remaining.
They could look at something like the Queen of Pain.
Is the Pugna not good still?
I mean, against COD, I mean, I don't know. The PL can very easily get on top of the ward
Yeah.
and get it out. You just doppel on it and take it down.
We've been seeing Pugna played more in side lanes too.
True.
I mean, I'd like to see something like the Invoker come out with a Void. Yeah, having sort of the
slow.
wombo combos.
I think it's too slow. I think you want something that can use your repel because repelling the Void isn't always like the best
Sure.
option, right?
Queen of Pain it is.
So it is the Quap. Yeah, I think the Queen is it's like the matchup, and it's a very comfort pick for Ryoya. And then they have more spells to actually throw inside that Chronosphere. Huh.
You guys, I didn't ask this question before.
Yes.
But who do you favor in this matchup, especially now that you've seen the draft?
I think pre-draft I would have favored. I would have
I would've
probably
gone
favored Immortals, but I think post-draft
Yeah.
I think I'm favoring Empire here.
I think, yeah, having this ODPL duo core,
Yeah.
I feel it's just so much more reliable than something like a Void and a Quap. That just seems so much more volatile, really. And
Very
I think
multi-reliant on Immortals.
yeah, the game plan, what Empire want to do just seems a lot more simpler.
Okay.
For Immortals, they've got to get these pick-offs. They've got to find these wombo combos. Empire, they've essentially just got to hit creeps. If they get this OD and PL to a farm state, I don't think a Void Corp's going to have a chance against it.
All right. Looks like our panel, or our couch, is thinking that Empire is going to have the better draft here and it's going to have the better game here. Let's find out what our commentary team thinks about that. Cap, Blitz?
Well, Empire said that they were going to give us something different here in day number 2 at DreamLeague. Blitz, do you think looking at this draft, it's a different look for Empire than our first day where they had a pretty unsuccessful run at it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's more balanced than it was yesterday, at least. I feel like...
What do you mean? Like, what was the style from yesterday and what is their draft today?
Yesterday, I felt like they just couldn't keep fighting. I feel like they learned from Secret, because the best teams are always willing to fight.
Okay.
And it's the ability to win a fight and take something with it after. Like, Brew and PL are actually pretty good at hitting towers.
Okay. So you didn't like... Because they had sort of these very aggressive lineups that could only fight but didn't really do anything else, right? Like Wraith King, Quap, like those kind of cores that are just purely about getting kills and really nothing else.
The Wraith King pick was weird.
Yeah, the Wraith King pick was definitely the more wild ones.
Gods is probably really happy to see that, but...
I'm not sure he was happy seeing it get thrashed so badly.
Yeah, but you know, representation. It's all fair play.
So this time around, Team Empire, well, they definitely have the better late game. They've got an OD, Phantom Lancer, and a Brewmaster with a Sand King 4 position. Feels very greedy from Empire this time around.
I think I like their lineup better, though.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like Void as a hero right now. I feel like this hero... I think in the at GSE he lost every game.
Yeah.
Just feels super mediocre.
It feels like, well, at least he's got Ancient Apparition. You need an enabler if you're the Void, right? Because you by yourself will not be able to get solo kills with Chrono.
I'll tell you my major issue with that hero is that if you play a lot of these other cores, like if you're Phantom Lancer or Gyrocopter, what are the other ones that are really popular? TB,
Shadow Fiend.
SF. Yeah, like all these heroes like have solo kill potential without their ults.
Yeah.
Whereas it feels as though if you don't have Chrono, Void has a hard time killing anybody.
Yeah, you're nothing.
Yeah, you're not very scary. You just get hexed and people run away.
Pretty much you're just begging to be able to get a good time dilation and a lot of bashes.
Yeah.
And that sounds...
If you're that ulti dependent, it feels a bit weird. There's like, TB is similar with meta, but he's still really useful without meta.
Yeah, because Reflection is a dumb spell.
Yeah, I mean, Reflection is pretty much Darkseer Wall as an ulti, like as a normal spell.
Yeah.
It's Darkseer Wall on a 4-second cooldown that you can't avoid.
Nyx. Attempted gank here from Immortals, but Febby did not throw out the Ice Shards before he was disappeared by the imprisonment. So not much is going to come of this dual lane so far anyway. And is going to fail to do so as Febby misses his first Ice Shards on Miposhka. So not a great start for Immortals. What do you think of Roya's dyed hair?
Bold.
Bold decision, huh?
Bold decision. I mean, I'm for it. Whatever makes you feel comfortable in this world.
You were not for my mohawk.
Yeah, but that's because that was an abomination.
Ah.
That was like some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. That was like watching, what was it?
Why can't you just support me and let me be happy, William?
Because somebody's got to speak like the truth to you, you know? Like, we live in a society...
Like I don't get that enough from the internet already.
Yeah, but like, those guys don't know what they're talking about. Me, on the other hand, I am the height of fashion.
That's true.
When people think of fashionable, they think of my basketball shorts I used to wear all the time.
Or your wrinkled shirts.
Yeah, but you know, I've got a guy to iron them, so it's all good. Ah,
yes. I hope you pay that man very well.
I don't.
This is quite the battle in the mid lane. It's FN as well as Roya are kind of low. And it's got to come, push comes to shove. Something's going to happen here. I don't think Royo should be going for the kill onto the Phantom Lancer, seeing as FN does have the magic wand stacks. But maybe if Yoku gets this Bro Strike, FN not even going to try for the Lance.
Still not a bad matchup for PL.
Because he just Phantom Rushes at the Quap all the time? Is that why?
Yeah, and you just trade CS. You can dodge the dagger with...
Doppelganger?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think the first time I played this matchup, what was it? I was versus... it was in a qualifier against... Tomato, if you recall.
Yeah.
And he whomped me in that matchup. Just being 100% honest. Did not feel very good. Also, did you notice
Did you do this build where we're seeing Roya forgo the dagger entirely because of the fact that Doppelganger can dodge? Well,
I was a moron. I just
Well,
kept
you
throwing
were a
it. I
moron.
was like, let me just throw out this 8th dagger that he's going to dodge in the lane.
this time it'll land. Tomato's just laughing the whole entire time, huh?
Yeah. He's like, you fool. That I would have all check question marked if somebody was like still trying to do that to me. But
Fortunately, Tomato's a nicer guy than you.
did you notice that Ryoya, by the way, he popped the mango?
Yeah, I did.
That was interesting.
Is that some open AI stuff?
Yeah, so what we learned about OpenAI was that if you bought Clarities or Tangos, you just lost mid. Like instantly. You couldn't it wasn't fast enough to compete.
Vebi, this is going to be your first blood. Doesn't have a snowball. Maposhka will pick it up.
Easy first blood for Team Empire.
But you were saying the control over mid lane.
Oh, what's going on here?
Wow, FN just going to challenge here. He does have the magic wand. Roya is going to stick around as long as possible. Does have another scream coming up. Is not going to go for the offensive blink, though.
That
was a crazy game of mid lane chicken. Ghost stick. Caught by the ice shards and the cold feet.
Nice kill.
Finally, Febi gets to do something after he dies in the top lane. Figures out that that top lane is just not where he wants to be anymore. But finish your OpenAI story.
Oh, it was
The regen.
It was just that we found that Clarities and Salves weren't fast enough to play against it. Because you would just sit outside the lane, and it would just continue to farm. And it punished that a lot more. But it's different now, because Clarities and stuff give you so much more than they used to in the past.
He saw the Sand King, and he read that this double damage was going to be worth it, but I'm not thinking it will be. Yoku is going to be able to dodge to the side. Actually still had vision. Goes for the TP out. Roya? Oh, FN did a lot of damage on that last hit, just enough to be able to claim that kill before the TP scroll could go off. So he ends up trading his life for the Sand King. Not worth it.
Yeah, that was... PL hits really hard. Like, he's got one of the best base damages in the game, which makes him almost always trade out efficiently. So he doesn't really lose a lot of mid matchups. Shadow Fiend is kind of annoying, but other than that, like, he hits so hard.
Even harder when you got those high levels of Phantom Rush.
Yeah.
That first rush in, time dilation, slowing down Ghost Stick. MP does not have a time lapse to be able to jump through this. Yoku did not get on the other side of MP, so they're not able to trap him inside the trees. In fact, it's Yoku who's trapped here. Has to eat away some of those trees just to be able to escape from the Faceless Void. Vebi?
Velo's
gonna go for the
better
ice shard
this
block?
than I expected.
Tower is under attack.
He's level 4.
Yeah, he's doing fine. He's got a good amount of CS. The worrying part right now for Immortals is just this mid lane is not going ultra well by any means.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't matter because they serve different purposes in this game. This Phantom Lancer and this Queen of Pain. The Quap will start roaming early on, and she needs to kind of set the edge for her team.
Right.
Whereas Phantom Lancer is just like free to farm. And when you have lane matchups like that, oftentimes, like as the rotator, you want to do a little bit better, so that when you do leave, you're not leaving him in such a position where he continues to hit creeps and free farms.
Fortunately, it's a hero that can't pressure towers as well as, say, Death Prophet or a DK will. So when the Quap does leave lane, she won't lose her mid tower immediately. Speaking of, got some rotations up here once again by Febi. Seeing if he can threaten the OD. But Empire's Nyx is playing pretty passive right now. They had a laning ward which spotted at least the Ancient Apparition coming up here. And now they see the ward placed down by Febi.
Velo just continues to free farm. This is nice.
It is costing a lot of their supports time, right? Like Febi has already died once in that lane.
Yeah. If I'm Ryoya right now, maybe you go top and you swap out lanes.
Man, he's not even level 6 yet, though.
Yeah, this is rough. I think Omni comes mid and Queen of Pain goes top, though.
All right, well, good call. That's exactly what Velo's going to do.
Oh, boy. Well, let's see if the Quap actually goes top.
Sand King wrapping around here. Here comes the Queen of Pain, though, so this could be an interesting fight. Yoku immediately abandons because they saw that again thanks to the laning ward. So this has actually saved them from several rotations so far from Immortals, keeping the OD as well as his 2 supports safe. Sand King's going to go for a wraparound again here. Not sure if they really want to challenge this tri-lane.
So the reason why they make that swap.
Snowball in. Ice Shards as well as the Cold Feet. Now the Imprisonment is going to be able to buy him some time, and a TP in from the Brewmaster, so Immortals will back off.
I wonder where they're going with that. They're like moving 3 heroes away, including their OD, but he's just grabbing the room.
Isn't this just going to keep the Quap experience starved?
A little bit, but the entire point I think is you want to make sure that this Omni Knight has a good game, and the Quap can pressure harder on the OD than the Omni can. Otherwise, you don't enable your supports to have a game. But like that's the downside of having Void as a hero, is that this hero doesn't enable his supports. And I want people to know what I mean by that. It's like, oftentimes when you're like, you have 3 cores that can't really kill or pressure a lane, then your supports have nothing to do. Because these 2 supports are not going to kill a Phantom Lancer with the heroes that they have. And so their best chance is going to this OD and trying to make something happen, right? Otherwise,
it's very obvious where your rotation.
Exactly. Otherwise, you just have an AA and a Tusk walking around doing nothing pretty much.
Right.
That's the downside of having Void as a hero. Is like Chrono is so good, but you're just going to be passive for the most part and farm. Whereas like Empire's heroes can actually get kills. Like they can be a little bit more active. Like their supports are enabled in that sense.
Yeah. But right now, because of the tri-lane, they are kind of locked down in just defending the OD.
Yeah. And now Ghostic is level 7.
Yeah.
So even if you collapse on top of him, like, is that a kill? Probably not. Like, if you're going to trade farm anyways, then you might as well make sure that Velo gets a good game.
Yeah. So what, we're going to look at like kind of a carry-ish Omni Knight with how much space they're giving him, or what?
No, I just think that he plays a normal Omni game, but he's going to be a little bit more active. The downside, though, is like they can't kill anybody. This is kind of my issue with Immortals like as a whole, and I think a lot of NA teams suffer into this, is they focus so much on the lanes and not like the bigger picture of how you're supposed to set up kills. It's okay, though, overall. Like, they should be fine in this game, though. Depends on how well this Void makes his first transition with Chrono.
Yeah, things are getting a little bit better in the mid lane now that we've got the maxed out Purification. Omni Knight is pressuring the Phantom Lancer a decent amount. A block in, Yoku actually going to be stuck in the chairs. And he'll have his bounty rune he was going for taken away from him. At least the Void is top of the net worth chart by quite a large lead. He's actually 500 ahead of the Phantom Lancer right now.
It was Ghostic TP at top that really screwed him over.
Yeah.
Like, he went top to try to help out. When they saw the 3-man rotation, they thought like they would make the same rotation.
Yeah.
But Immortals, that was the best move they made, is they just halted it.
Nice try. Doppelganger, though, from FN. Well timed to dodge that little play. Ghostic really wants to use his ultimate. He's looking for an opportunity somewhere, but he's just not really finding it, and he doesn't want to leave MP alone for too long. So he keeps on drifting back to that bottom lane. But MP is closing in on a Battle Fury. Gives him the miss, the taunt. Ghostic doing whatever he can to disrupt MP. Ooh, they're actually going to go for the kill here onto Ghostic. They do have the Chronosphere, but it may not be necessary. They are going to throw it just in case to make sure that Brewmaster can't get off his ultimate, guaranteeing the kill.
Now you just hit bottom tower. It's good pressure. FN's forced out of mid lane.
Yeah, it's actually going to force the Phantom Lancer over here.
They should run mid.
See if they could take the tower. Velo is actually doing everything he can to pressure that tower.
I feel like more people should rotate for this on the side of Immortals.
Yeah.
This is a very good tower for an Omni, just like hit down from full health.
Well,
I can't actually believe this is happening. That Velo's just, he's nuking every wave and then he just hits a tower in melee range, and nobody from Immortals or Empire's rotating in for it.
Well, Empire is coming now. They just 2-man smoked up with their 2 supports and are on their way. Well, maybe they're mid. Maybe they're thinking about wrapping around on top. We'll see.
They should probably go mid.
It's a tough kill, though. This Omni Knight?
Yeah, it's a Queen of Pain, though.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a 2-man smoke and you kill Dubu, but...
Yeah, it's not really a big target. So they are going to go for mid. Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, scouting a little bit behind the tower. Now here comes that gank. They actually already killed the Courier with a big crit out from the Brewmaster. Goes ahead, picks up Velo, throws him in the Snowball, and a good Ice Shard. Still going to get the Tusk caught, though. A Repel TP back will save the Omni Knight, but Febby will be the one who tanks the gank.
I think if Velo TP to the tier 1, maybe he actually gets the save on the...
Yeah. Just gives him Purification. And
Yeah. Because that was not an easy kill. And that was still the split committed. You notice there was a hesitation, though, where they started running top? I don't know why you go for top there. Because it's very unlikely that you kill the Queen of Pain. There's not enough burst, I think.
Right. The OD just kind of being slow on damage.
Yeah, both these lineups are a bit weird, because they're so ulti dependent to get kills. You can't utilize like your low CD spells to get pickoffs right now. It's the next chrono, though, that's going to matter. And I really feel as though Immortals should gather up for this mid tower or this top tower. Like one of the two. And the mid tower's so low already.
Well, they're looking at top right now. They did bring the Void up there, but again, there is a laning ward at that top lane, so they should kind of know about this rotation and play it pretty passive.
Yeah. Especially when bottom tower's being hit.
Yeah, exactly. The Phantom Lancer's just getting free time to take a tier 1.
FN, for the most part, has just had like a free game.
Which is kind of not a good sign for Immortals. The Diffuser Blade being such a big pickup for the Phantom Lancer. He's getting at 14 minutes in. It's very dangerous to give away.
Thank you for not going Battle Fury.
Not a fan of that build.
Not a fan of that build. I think it just slows down the hero a lot.
What about, well, top lane? They're going for the dive. They're going to be able to catch Miposhka here. Snowball making sure that Miposhka can't get too far away. Now, that was a nice little attempt at dodge. By the time walk TP out, but...
Do you get the tower, though, is the question. It's going to take you quite some time to grab the tower. And I think FN just shows up bottom and continues to pressure that tower, is the play.
Yeah.
Then it's a kill that doesn't mean so much. Like, and that's exactly what he does. FN just goes to bottom, hits the tower, makes it really easy for himself.
I like how he doppelgangers down to cut down those trees. That way he knows if there's one of those, you know, hidden TPs in, won't get caught like these ones, which Immortals may be found out by FN. He's going to be the first one to rush out here against MP.
Nice rotation. MP's getting low on mana. He's going to time walk away.
He could still catch up, though. Yoku, he needs to be able to get the Bro Strike through the trees, and he found him. Stops the Void TP out. A big kill. That is a kill streak as well. That was on MP, so Ghostic will pick up that and get a lot of gold for himself, speeding up that, well, he already has the Blink Dagger, so I guess the treads.
Really smart rotation in. Haven't seen Nyx at all. Imagine he's just been jungling.
Yeah.
But he's farming slower. I don't think that mid tower was a tower that you necessarily give up that easily. Because that's an Omni Knight just hitting it for free.
Omni Knight runs into the Brewmaster, who blinks straight into Dubu instead, pops his ultimate. And what's he doing? Okay, Tornado onto the Tusk to make sure there's no interference on this kill onto Dubu, but Velo is going to be here, so now the Brewmaster actually has to get out with his Brewlings. 3 seconds till he's back up. We'll try and make sure that there's no Tusk Ice Shards or anything to catch him. Oh, what is this? They do have Telekinesis as well as Purification. That is a lot of burst damage. That is going to be enough to finish off that Queen of Pain.
See ya.
I don't know, it just feels like all these little moves so far from Empire kind of one-upping Immortals.
Yeah. It's kind of an odd game. Because I haven't really felt this OD or this Queen of Pain in this game.
Yeah.
But the OD is like getting more passive, just like hitting creeps. Doesn't really care.
Whoa, Miposhka gets a kill on Dubu. That's a big one. All thanks to that Purification spell that he stole earlier, and he's going to go for the spike kill onto the ward, actually TPing out after that, but, oh no, he actually got away, and now FN, he may be able to kill Febby. Guardian Angel going to be popped by Velo, and Roya is ready to jump in. Was hoping to be able to wait until FN popped his doppelganger, finally has to jump forward. Ice Shard's not going to be able to snatch FN there. If that had blocked him in, maybe MP could have caught him with the Chronosphere.
Feels like that was the 4th or 5th time that Febby just barely doesn't get the Ice Shard.
Yeah. And again, missing out on some very critical kills for Immortals as this game starts slowing down. And as you said, not feeling the impact of this OD or the Quap, but it's the OD who's farming and going to get that big carry Well, our co-op kind of needs to come online. Needs to start being able to get some kills around the map.
Yeah, they need to start using the chrono more aggressively because they're just everyone's hitting creeps, but they're doing it less efficiently. MP has to create a game for the rest of his heroes. Yeah. Otherwise, like everyone's just gonna fall further behind. Like the way that Dota works at the highest level is, you create space for your teammates, and then eventually they'll create space for you. But right now, it feels like no one on the side of Immortals is willing to really give up their game. Like this Omni Knight saying, "I'm having a good game." Void saying the same thing.
Yeah, he's getting the radiance, man. He's determined to turn into a carry.
Yeah, this is it's like they're all wanting to be the reason that their team wins, but they're not going to be able to in situations like this.
Yeah, not everyone can be the big carry and have all the farm in the game. Jump in onto Velo here. He no longer has the mana to be able to get the repel off, and that would have saved him a lot of this incoming damage. He's just going to take the full burst of it. Purification stolen once again by this Rubik. Ice Blast keeps a couple heroes here. OD is going to wait for his backup. TPN tried to catch somebody, or tried to catch MP with the imprisonment. And again, it's going to be Empire simultaneously defending a tower while pressuring one. Take that mid tower thanks to Yoku, who already has his Blink Dagger. Now has some extra gold for a 4-stab.
Gonna just farm some Ancients. I don't know. This is... The pace of this game is so weird. It's like 11 kills in 18 minutes, but it doesn't feel as though Immortals has made a play since the beginning of the laning phase. They should definitely go for a smoke with MP at some point. So their supports have something to do.
I'm not going to lie. This makes me miss the old Immortals, man.
Where
the old Immortals was always looking to make plays. This one is like... It's a very slow death that is happening to them right now.
Yeah, they're just waiting. It feels like they're just waiting. Everyone's just farming. Febi's going to run into Miposhka here, but...
Can we do something about this? Please, Immortals, get in some. Get some kills, gets the Chronosphere onto the OD. Now we just need the follow-up damage to make sure this OD does go down. Febi is going to get the Cold Feet procced onto him. Nyx is going to go for that kill, unable to get it though. He dropped the hammer and everything, but it still was barely not enough to claim that support. So they get 2 kills on the side of Immortals thanks to a Chronosphere. But at the same time, Roya may be caught at bottom lane. The Sand King's feeling like he doesn't have enough damage with the Epicenter by itself, so he's going to wait until Ghosted gets here as well.
They know about this. It's a really nice ward that they placed.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
I thought for a second she was going to bait it out. Like, if he sees Yoku channeling it.
Yeah, wait for the channel
and you blink out. Yeah. But not even going to risk that.
That'd be the next level play.
But Nyx thought, for whatever reason, like he was just going to be free at top. Immortals wasn't making any plays, so thought he had a little bit more time.
That is a whole lot of pings happening right now. OD wants to kill Velo. And he is going to have the imprisonment to be able to set all of this up. Now, a little bit slower TP from Yoku, but he's finally here. Gets off the repel, TP out. Yoku. Not sure if he maybe didn't have the Blink Dagger or his TP was a little bit too long, but needed to be able to get that instant Burrow Strike after the imprisonment. So Empire not fully coordinated on what should have been a simple pickoff.
Yeah, just a slower paced game though, as a product of the lineups. You have both lineups that are very ulti dependent, but the 2 supports going to make a play on a Febi. Ghosted coming in. It feels as though Empire is like really obsessed with getting the last hit.
Yeah.
I see Miposhka every time go in with like the Bulba Tornado nuke.
Velo is going to be caught here. He's going to be stunned up before the repel, so they can maybe get some combo stuns off of this. A lot of burst damage comes in. Velo has to protect himself with the Guardian Angel. Now he does have Purification as this Brewlings try and dive in. He's going to be able to heal himself a little bit more, but the burst damage comes in thanks to the Rubik. The Fate Bolt and the Fired Panda is enough to be able to claim the kills. So Empire get a really big pick off. Again, Velo is one of the highest net worth heroes in this game right now, and it was right next to a tier 2 with most of Empire already orbiting this area. They're going to be able to pressure yet another objective, something Immortals really haven't been able to do a whole lot of.
And Miposhka, like you said, stealing the GA. Very nice for his team. Yeah. That'll hard counter the Faceless Void. One of the better ways to deal with that Chronosphere, as Orchid is completed on the Queen of Pain. I'd imagine now is the time for them to take some kind of engagement. There's no brew split on the side of Empire. If you're Immortals, you'd really want to make some sort of move.
Okay, they just got a very active item for this Void with a Blink Dagger pickup. So
Yeah.
I'm imagining Immortals is like, this is go time. We're going to go and fight. And hopefully for their sakes, they'll
They
run
just
to the
smoked under the
Roshan
ward?
pit for this fight.
I think they might have smoked under the ward.
Oh, yeah, they did. Empire backing out. Now, MP, he could just YOLO jump in if he really wants to. Is he feeling it?
Just don't get baited by the illusions. They don't.
No.
As Febby runs in.
Shrine goes down. They're going to spot a couple of these heroes.
Nice
Corsair on
chrono.
the side. They manage to catch the OD. That is a big-time kill. If they can actually finish him off, the snowball tries to come in. Febby makes sure that the OD is locked down. Now Maposhka pops out Guardian Angel. Miz Burrow strike out from Yoku with the epicenter initiation. It's not really doing a whole lot. In fact, both those supports are going to go down. The Quap managed to blink back before Ghost can finish him off. Velo, right in the middle of all this with the Radiance, is burning FN slowly but surely to death, and they're just clearing through these illusions. Thanks to the Battle Fury and all the AoE damage, they'll easily be able to pick up that kill, and Immortals are finally in it. They're going to be able to win a team fight. In fact, not just a team fight, they're going to wipe Empire as a whole. They take 5-0, and they're going to be able to go straight into a Roshan pit with Rosh at half HP as well. What a huge turnaround from Immortals.
Get in there, Immortals. That was so weird because Empire knew about the smoke the entire time. They pinged it under the ward. They were shrining, but the two worst heroes to get caught out got caught out together. The Rubik, who had the GA stolen, if he's outside the chrono, then he should be able to save with the Guardian Angel. Same thing for the OD. He has the Astral Imprisonment, but the two worst heroes to get caught.
Yeah.
Then Yoku comes in, one of their few stuns that they have after that point. completely
Complete
whiffs.
whiff. Oh, man.
It's rare that Immortals probably doesn't even know about that ward. They're just like, oh, our smoke worked out.
Yeah.
All according to plan. And Empire have to be really frustrated.
They stretched really far out there to get to make this smoke work.
This was not like okay, we're behind, we need to just like force it.
Yeah.
Because Febby knew he got spotted. I thought Empire was 100% ready for that. And Velo he just runs in.
It was a weird time, too, because the PL just doppelganger down to low ground.
Yes.
So he took a little while to be able to get into that fight. They basically had the whole entire Chronosphere to be able to play out against the OD with no other core in the team fight. What a crazy swing. Look at that, almost 10,000 experience.
Yeah,
Ancient
Ghost Stick.
Apparition, Ice Blast, does clip Ghost Stick.
They do have the Orchid, so they were thinking about just jumping in for him, but they don't know where the rest of the heroes are. I'd imagine they know now as Maposhka making his way through there, as Dubu just going to go for the casual TP. And this will confirm that nobody is up at top. As Velo, I mean, with his Radiance, that Radiance did work in that fight.
Yeah, it did.
That was actually damage.
It's really hard. We've seen this before. The Lifestealer pickups against the PL has been a frequent choice in the current meta, and his build of the Radiance, very effective against these PL.
All right, I guess this like 3 core works if Empire also kind of plays this style. Like if both teams are willing to be passive, you do have an Omni just with Radiance continues to farm. And that was the dream chrono of dream chronos. Maybe they knew about the smoke, but they probably didn't anticipate the Blink Dagger on MP.
Yeah.
So they thought like, oh, if he gets in there, like we'll always have time to react. Because this OD went Blink first to try to counter. Like that's the supposed counter to chrono, right? Is that you always have time. If you're like a split-second player, you should be able to get the Blink off in response to him jumping in with Time Walk and then throwing out the chrono.
Yeah.
Like most good players can get that off every single time. But with the Blink Dagger on MP, it makes it much more complicated.
Now he's going to have a Manta on MP. A lot of this gaming is changed to the favor of Immortals. They're trying to take a tier 2. Empire's doing something similar here with a push out top lane. They're also keeping mid pushed in, so this is favorable for Empire for now, but Immortals are going to go for the high ground here. They have the Aegis, they have Chronosphere, and they're going to be the ones to force Empire back at minimum. And maybe they'll still choose to take a team fight.
Tower's taking a lot of damage. Got under half right there for free. I think they should just fake back and wait and see if anybody from Empire pushes out.
I mean, that would be the game-winning play, right?
Yeah.
Sticking around, being able to get on team fight.
What you do is you show 2 people in lanes, and then MP hides in this and tries to get a pick off.
Yeah.
And then Velo will just immediately run because he's got Yules
that's
and
sick.
phase. Yeah.
Because
So-
they have the Ice Blast. It's actually already coming in.
Yeah.
They're going to go for this OD. If he jumps in a second here, the Ice Blast, oh, it's going to be a little bit off the mark.
Oh, now this
That's unfortunate.
might change things a little bit.
They really need that extra bit of burst damage to be able to kill Nyx. Otherwise, he gets off BKB or Imprisonment Blink.
Just snipe the courier.
Yeah, just take that now.
That's an Ogre X. Now they know. It was a really cool attempt, though.
Yeah.
What they were trying to set up for.
And the best part is, like, Ancient Apparition is one of the best heroes to show in those kind of rotations, right? Because he will still have an impact on that side lane gank while showing a hero inside your base.
Exactly.
It's like showing a Furion somewhere.
Oh, that was neat. I liked it a lot. Bulba used to say, like, in Dota, if you want to make these like high-tier plays, you have to risk something. Like, you can't play this style where you risk absolutely nothing. You have to show a hero somewhere, represent that you're somewhere else, and try to go for these like 2-3-man plays to be able to like consistently make plays around the map and like scare your opponents. Because any Dota team knows that if 5 heroes go missing, something is up. So you show 2 heroes on the map, and then you set up for kills.
And you're saying the risk is like you try and go for that kill, and all of a sudden there's 4 heroes behind the OD, right?
But they have a ward down too. That's why it was like a good multi-layer trap. Like, you place the ward there, you make sure that the OD gets past the
jump in here on Roya at the same time. Immortals are trying to make a play inside the Dire jungle. Imprisonment catch. Do they have a disable to be able to follow this up? I'm not sure they do. In fact, the BKB is going to be popped. Here comes an Ice Blast with the Chronosphere. They've caught the Orchid on top of the OD. They're going to be able to burst him down inside that Chronosphere. Brewmaster, he may have gotten off the ultimate, but he's not really going to be able to get anything out of this. In fact, Velo's going to protect the one support he could have gone for. And now, if they kill the Storm Panda, they might just be able to kill all of these pandas. Tornado up in the air, making sure to be able to stay on that Earth Panda. They need to be able to make sure to get some sort of AoE damage. He actually pops BKB. They turn. FN's going to try and fight this one out. They do have the Guardian Angel, though, as well as Snowball to be able to protect some of these heroes. Roya is able to blink back before FN can get on top of him. Ice Shards blocking Febby himself in, but it also means FN has to stay and fight. Tries to go for Velo, unable to take him out. MP is going to pop his Manta and fights with the Battle Fury in close quarters. It's enough to be able to take on all these heroes, so FN has to jump away. Tries to go for the Quap, instead picks up a Shrine. Now it's going to be Sand King, who's caught as well. Immortals managed to take another 4, and all they lost was an Ancient Apparition. Team fight after team fight is just being owned by Immortals.
Yeah, MP jumps forward.
Whoa, that is a deep dive here. He no longer has that Aegis.
But the Snowball is going to stop things for a second as the OD now comes in.
He does have time dilation on him. He doesn't really have maybe Manta, but he doesn't have mana. 3, 4, he does have the mana now to be able to time lapse, but the hit from the OD is going to be there before the animation can go off. And he's now down for 70 seconds, so as soon as things start looking really good for Immortals again, Empire managed to claw their way back into a decent position.
MP with the aggressive move forward. None of his team really wanted to do that. And then after he gets saved, he continues to stay for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Thinking he has the time of Imposhka.
I think it was the Rubik time dilation that really screwed him over there.
Still, even that dive is a little bit odd because FN is not going to die to you. Regardless, still an overall pretty good fight for Immortals. They do manage to kill 4, just a little bit too greedy, going for a little bit too much. As Miposhka's invis mid does not want to be there, the Radiance Burn does hurt quite a bit.
I think he wants to take Purification, or maybe just set up this whole entire team fight. This is a little interesting. Thinks that if they get the telekinesis, they could just blow up Velo, but the attack speed is pretty slow, and Velo will be able to get off the repel. They at least get the Ancient Apparition. Velo does have a blink up in a second. Going to try and go for the Rubik kill. Roya not committing, though. Imprisonment will manage to save the Rubik. Roya's still going to play in that back line, but can't really do anything to be able to save Febby. Both the supports are forfeit here from Immortals Empire. It's finally their turn to win an engagement. After all, they're finally determined that they're going to set the tempo of this game. They're going to be the ones initiating.
The question is, do they get anything out of this? Is there a Roshan for them to grab? Do they continue to go mid to force out some buybacks? Because if you just get 2 kills like that, they are on just supports. And Velo gonna repel himself forward just in case they are going for a fake back opportunity. There is no Brew ulti though, and shortly they'll find out that they are at bottom as Nick's gonna start.
Okay, Yoku, can he get the Burrow Strike with the BKB? No, A went off. It would have to be some sort of surprise play where Roya doesn't pop the BKB in that instant second where he pops out the Imprisonment.
I like that he wasn't greedy there either. He's like, I'm BKBing and TPing out. My life is worth more than this. Too many people save that BKB thinking that it's going to be worth it.
And that's underestimating your opponents. After all, like, why would they go for that Imprisonment play?
Yeah, there's no way that you just casually do that and show yourself on the map. The reason for it is, it's not because it represents a low percentage kill, like if just the OD goes in. It's that the OD is giving himself Like, you're giving away free information for absolutely nothing.
Right.
The only reason you go for that play is to show, like, okay, we have people behind there. Is Velo?
Wow.
Oh, Velo, you could not afford to die there.
Yeah,
His team had just smoked.
They were right behind him. Apparently, they thought Omni Knight was going to push forward through mid.
Maybe FN dies here, though.
Oh, FN into low ground. This is kind of awkward, and Immortals are just going to run away, but Dubu's going to be caught here. Yoku is going to be able to get the bro strike onto him. Finish him off with a clap.
Oh, Velo.
They do have buybacks, but they do not want to blow buybacks this early into the game.
And now, all of a sudden, the gold swing goes the other way.
Double damage for Nyx. That now fades, but they still have plenty of damage to chip at this tier 3. Ghostix actually just going to jump in, pop his ultimate, try and ensure even more damage as he's going to throw one of these heroes up into the tornado, allow the rest of the Brewlings to focus on the tier 3, and there's going to be our first buyback. Dubu, Ancient Apparition, feels like he needs his Ice Blast in this engagement. 1 second till the Brewmaster comes back in. Can he get a blink instantly? Not going to be able to do so. The Ice Shards right over the top made sure they got instant damage to prevent the instant blink out as well. Now Snowball is going to be able to catch the Rubik as well.
Do you just... That is... Okay, so they overcommit for that heavily. They use the BKB on the Brew as well. Immortals is really hoping that the Roshan is up right now. It will be very shortly. And this is why these opportunities, if you go for the high ground like this, you have to be careful because you'd much rather have the Roshan than a tier 3 at this point.
Yeah. Immortals are going to be a bit disappointed that Roshan isn't up and won't be up until the Brewmaster is back up, so instead they're going to go for that tier 2.
And then you go for the Roshan right after, I think.
Yeah.
But still, like, both these teams right now, these plays are happening on the back of people just getting a little bit too greedy. And for a second there, it looked like they might want to go high ground, but they've got the courier over the Roche pit. They're waiting for, this is a long Roche.
It's up now. So the Brewmaster is alive, but they know he doesn't have ultimate, so you still want to force this if you're Immortals, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And
you want to fight around this pit anyways.
After all, you actually take down this Roshan way faster than I thought you would.
No, their 3 cores hit really hard. They're saying... Okay.
Aegis, and she's over to the Omni Knight. So Empire, even if they smoked, they might have been late to that engagement. But they didn't even try and get close. Instead, they were kind of farming around that dire triangle area. They're trying to get that Scythe of Ice for the OD. After all, we don't have a whole lot of stuns for Empire. Even worse when Yoku misses out on a Burrow Strike. So they feel like they need that Scythe of Ice for the next engagement.
Yeah, now everyone has BKBs. I believe the Omni Knight just completed his. Velo is very much a strong third core here. No drums, S&Y build or anything like that with the Radiance.
You could see the focus that is being put on this OD when he's only able to deal 7k hero damage in this game so far.
Yeah, that is low.
He's not been allowed to sit in the back and just right-click people over.
It feels like both teams, weirdly enough, like assess that they have the better late game.
Yeah. So who do you assess has the better late game?
I know at this point in the game, Immortals heroes are quite strong.
Yeah.
Like all 3 of their cores were enabled. I didn't think that'd be possible. But that mid-rotation, like you sacrifice a little bit of Ryoya's farm to allow the Omni to scale into this. As MP, he's looking right now.
I
Nyx.
just catch Nyx. That
They're
is
all
a
in the
very
Roche.
important pickup, and they managed to get him. The Ice Blast, Chronosphere. I don't think there's any way for him to be able to BKB Imprisonment. Yep, there it goes. Just the bash is enough for... Ooh, Nullifier actually pick up from Roya. I didn't see that one. That is super dangerous because all these cores need that BKB.
Now they're just gonna run up mid right now. And even if the OD buys up, he doesn't have his BKB up, so he's super vulnerable.
Yeah, Ghostic, I'm not sure why you're pinging Roshan, because Immortals definitely already took that. They have the Aegis, and they are on your high ground.
Yeah. Roshan was taken a while ago.
Maybe he's just reminding everyone.
Yeah, he's like, guys, they have Aegis. We're not supposed to fight.
And that's why the Phantom Lancer is desperately trying to push out this top lane. After all, he does have double siege wagons. Looking pretty good.
Velo is
He's going to
completely
be caught.
alone.
He is alone, but he does have a BKB. So that's why he can afford to do those sort of things. Still really risky, though. Holy cow. Is that Phantom Lancer? No, he's only level 23. I thought I saw some critical strikes in there.
Oh, that was... Was it just the Brew?
Yeah, I guess so. He's
Come on, Austin.
level 23. He'll have that level 25. Which one do you like to take, by the way? Critical strike or doppelganger CD?
Crit.
Okay.
I'm all about the crit.
I've seen a couple of doppelganger cooldowns. Grabbing. Inside the river. Finally, good ice shards from Febby. Tries to stop that ultimate from the Brewmaster. Doesn't get it off. Instead, he's going to have to go. He actually doesn't have the Blink Dagger up, so the Snowball is only going to delay his death unless one of his allies is willing to come in and rescue him. In fact, they're not going to go for him. They're going to go for the back line. The OD mage is going to force that onto the high ground. Nullifier and the Orchid is not enough to be able to finish him off. And now that engagement from Immortals,
they need a
it's
group.
Looking pretty bad. They need to be able to group up around this Void. The Chronosphere is coming up in just 1 second time. Ice Blast comes in. Dubu already dead. The Chronosphere holding on to it. MP not going to throw it out just yet, but now the Sonic Wave is completely whipped out. They're missing so much of their damage. The Guardian Angel goes down, trying to focus on FN. Got the Chronosphere on top of him to finish him off with the BKB. They're going to go for the extra one at the same time. Banishment on top of Velo with an Epicenter already going down. You're crazy, OD. He's trying to finish up Roya, but a BKB pop. He's not going to be able to take him down either. It's a Sand King now with the Sandstorm. Only one left alive in this team fight for Immortals. And he's just going to spend some time in the air. Looks to burrow strike into the trees. Not going to make it out alive. Immortals hunt him down like a dog. Empire lose that team fight real badly. I thought it was going to go bad for Immortals.
Yeah, they were completely split up. You had 2 cores on one side of the river, 2 cores on the other, and they just weren't able to ever take advantage of it because they knew that the Chrono was going to refresh at some point. But some of these, like that OD banishing might have just been a save.
Yeah, why would he do that? The BKB is popped on Void. Like, he could have saved the Rubik and right-clicked Velo.
I thought that was the play that he was going to make. Maybe he just misclicked. That had to have been it.
Yeah.
Because that was the worst case scenario possible.
Brutal. Immortals are going to be able to take 2 lanes of racks as a result of that blunder from Team Empire.
And that is a really tough position to recover from, goes without saying. They haven't really been able to set up the team fights. It feels as though the 3 cores from Immortals are unkillable. Like, you can kill Dubu and Febby all you want, but MP, Velo, and Ryoya are so farmed, they don't care. You have not felt the impact of this OD at all. Are we able to see his damage? 1, 5, and 4 currently. He's hit a lot of creeps, but hasn't really felt the time to hit any sort of heroes.
And his net worth hasn't changed. He's still working on that Scythe of Ice. Unless I'm missing something.
His team needs to set up some sort of engagement where he's able to just do OD things, like hit in the back line repeatedly.
Yeah.
But with everyone having BKBs, it's a pretty limited opportunity. He's going to get caught again.
The Ice Blast is coming in as well. He may try and pop the BKB, but Nullifier's there actually to stop him. And now he's down for 70 seconds. Immortals with 1 lane of racks left to be able to take Mega Creeps. They're just going to go for high ground and force that buyback. MP, an interesting choice here, actually going for the backtrack. Empire are going to try and defend without the OD forced into a buyback. MP is actually going to take a lot of damage here. Time walks away, jump in on Roya. They're actually going to be able to pop him almost instantly. Good combination from Empire, and now they're going to be able to take down Febby as well. FN is a big, bad Mama Jama, and he's able to take on all of Immortals' teams without their OD. Don't need him. It's going to be 3 heroes down from Immortals. The other 2 cores, both the Void as well as the Omni Knight, will be able to make it out somehow. Empire. Whew.
Nyx with the well played to his team. You show up for a group project, you don't have to do anything. Get the A anyways.
Well, 2 lanes of racks. Still a 9,000 gold lead for Immortals, but they cannot afford too many of those screw-ups. After all, as the BKBs start getting lower for Immortals, do you think that Empire, they get Scythe of Ice, they start getting some better items? You think that the late game will look a little bit more favorable to them than it does right now?
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
I'm not sure.
William Blitz Dota Lee?
I feel like, I don't know. It feels as though this Chrono's doing so much every single time. They're not astraling anybody outside of it or anything like that. They're not getting the impact I think that they need. So what ends up happening is like Chrono goes off and then the fight's over.
I mean, I don't think we've ever seen a team fight where Empire execute what they should be, which is a Blink Burrow Strike, follow-up where they blow up that hero,
and then just blow somebody up instantly.
Yeah, every single time it's like Chronosphere is the initiation that starts the fight.
They're way too content with getting the 2 supports. And that's the fight.
Yeah.
If you initiate every single time on the 2 supports, what are you really getting out of that?
Yeah.
Normally
if anything,
in
you're
Dota,
just funneling your allies.
yeah,
into a Chrono.
the numbers advantage is normally very good. But in a game like this, like the 3 cores don't really care because they're pretty self-sufficient. If you get a Chrono on like 1 or 2 of the cores, it feels like it's doing way too much right now. And it's not like Miposhka stealing Repeller the heal, so Nyx is going down every single time in that Chronosphere. You do have an Abyssal though, and they need to be the ones to start the fight. This is how you win the game, is if you're the ones to start the fight.
All right, well, Empire, they may not have the same kind of initiation, big-time factor like a Chronosphere, but they do have Burrow Strike.
Maybe the solution, this is going to sound wild, but maybe you go like Aeon Disc or something on yourself.
On the OD.
Yeah.
Just make sure you can't get popped anymore. I like that. Because every single time you'd be able to reset, Aeon Disc would buy you time, then you'd be able to reset with the Imprisonment on Self.
Yeah.
Blink
It
out.
would make you pretty unkillable.
I like that idea a lot, actually. Some more vision. Oh no, Ghosting pops a BKB, will be able to get off his ultimate, but I'm not sure if they're really going to catch anything with this. In fact, if anything, you might need to be careful.
This is a fight that they've committed to, though. Like, you pretty much are in it to win it at this point, and that is exactly what's happening.
It's a support that's going to die once again. Ice Shard tries to buy him some time. Not going to happen. Immortals are still sticking around, knowing the Ancient Apparition is down. Does not deter them from fighting whatsoever, and especially with creeps currently banging on tier 4s. So they're going to keep up the pressure. MP has a Blink Dagger ready to go. Jump in, finds FN. He's going to fake it out, but they know. They know. They are wise to his games. You cannot pull that trick against MP.
MP, Sherlock Holmes, instantly guesses which one the correct one is.
He is the mental protector. He is up to those mind games.
At this point, you run the real one away, because everybody knows at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like a worse player than FN would have gotten out of there. Like, if you're real bad at Dota, you're just like, well, I guess I'm dead. You run your real hero away.
And they're like, oh, it's an illusion.
All right, they're just going to go for the high ground.
This time around, there is no buyback.
They didn't even have to use the Chrono for that, is the best part.
Epicenter being channeled. They're going to try and blow up MP, but immediately Velo's there with a nice repel as well as the snowball, but it is going to catch Velo caught. No, the OD actually commits for that kill. BKB keeps him alive. Now he's going to be stuck in the Chronosphere, and there's nothing Empire could do to save him. The 2 cores are down, and Empire have no way of being able to slow down this freight train that is Immortals. Banging on the final set of racks. Ghosting tries to go into his BKB, doesn't have an ultimate. In fact, he dies just before it comes back up. Now the supports are dead as well, and that is bye-bye Empire for game 1. What a crazy game this was.
Yeah, that was a swing and a half. For a long time, Empire had a pretty good lead going into things, then that disastrous fight that they took.
Yeah. This went from snooze fest to a slugfest real quickly. I thought this was going to be another Cat Blitz curse.
No, Immortals.
First like 15 minutes.
I was like, oh, well, we'll just farm, and Empire's like, we'll do the same, but we'll farm a little bit more than you. Then when the team fights happened, Empire was not coordinated with a lot of these fights.
If Immortals just played it really slow, weren't doing anything, they were just farming, what was Empire supposed to do in that situation?
I think they're okay in the same position. They just need to be a bit better about the team fights.
Yeah.
Like the team fight, the execution of it, just when it comes to like pure spell casting, felt a little bit off. Like the biggest one to point to is like when Nyx misses the Astral onto his own teammate, Astrals to save instead on his teammate's epicenter. Like stuff like that can't happen.
No. They absolutely cannot. Empire, they said they were going to give us a different look here for day number 2 at DreamLeague, and it's still the same subpar performance by them. They need to be able to do better. Empire themselves know that, so they're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. We'll be back for game 2.